So, Hare Krishna, thank you so much for coming. This is such an important topic, our third Japa-Workshop, Yojana, in terms of aligning with the heart, that I just waited for a few moments. Our Narayani was here at the very beginning, and then service came up, and I was thinking, okay, just because it's, I don't know if I will be the only one excited on this topic, but it's very interesting, this concept. What did we just want to recap there. We did Yojana, which means alignment, and we were going to cover this in 3 times. The first part was body. Recap on what was the summary version of aligning the body. Yeah, so sit properly. Pronouncing and listening. Yeah, so sorry, sitting properly. Pronunciation, that you're fully pronouncing the Maha Mantra, and then hearing. We had this wonderful sort of trumpet effect. Huh? Okay, so in last week we covered Yojana of the mind. What were the keynotes of the mind? Gita? Bring the mind back to the chanting. Wherever it wanders, wherever the flickering mind wanders, we bring it back to the chanting. And the other part? The other part was being present. There are so many things that we must do later and things that have happened that affect us, but we try to be present in our chanting, and bringing the mind to the present helps a lot with this. Now the final gate, as it's described as the book, is the heart. Exciting. So the heart. We think, okay, so we'll take our japa bags, chant for Krishna with all of our hearts. Huh? But what do we mean by our hearts? And that was the description that is given here. We have the physical heart that we can understand. I know someone who had a heart transplant. It's a whole mystery in itself as to where the super soul goes, but he survived. So we have the physical heart, which is important for us to keep going. And then, in particular ladies, but in general, we have what's called or described by Satchidananda Swami as the emotional heart. This I think we can connect with, our sorrows, our joy, what's going up, what we want, what we would like, what didn't go so well, what's our desires. It's a lot connected with the emotional heart. This is probably what a lot of us live with the day if we're trying to avoid being mechanical. So we try to, what's going on, what's happening for me. However, there is a third heart which is described, which is called the spiritual heart. And the spiritual heart, it says, is the most important heart of all, and it is where our true eternal self resides. Unfortunately, during the course of our daily activities in this present world, this heart can easily get covered over. It is as good as lost, and critical to uncover and revive, because only with a healthy spiritual heart can our spiritual life flourish. If the spiritual heart is unhealthy, we are as good as dead spiritually. Wow, it's quite intense. Huh? So, for a moment, I would just like to say, when I was chanting for some time, it was okay. But as most of us, the things of the mind I could sort of push aside. But when things of the heart came up, like some heavy stuff, trauma, something came up, some big problems that someone else may be going through, I felt like, and then you chant the bag, pick up the bead bag, and you try to chant as much as you can, trying to push it out. But, one feels lacking, and one feels almost like you're faking it, a little bit like this. And this idea that actually there is the spiritual heart is a concept that makes sense, because in the 2nd chapter of Bhagavad Gita, it also connects with the soul. And this idea that the soul is ever joyful and ever happy and ever this, and you're like, but I feel a bit miserable today. Or I feel this, and I can't be that, or what's going on. The spiritual heart, I think, is more connected with this idea of our soul. in terms of our eternal being of who we are in relationship to Krishna, in regards to if I'm connected to the Lord, if we're then connected, then the spiritual heart is open, and thereby there is no a way to deviate from our relationship with the Lord. So it says here it's like a little heart surgery is maybe needed. It doesn't say here, but it's like a little. My Guru Maharaj once said it to me. He said, wait, the surgery begins. And it was just obviously with physical words and thoughts of how we can deepen our relationship with Krishna. And so today we go into this, trying to look into entering into our devotional relationship with Krishna through our chanting. Yeah, Gita, you look skeptical. What are you thinking? So the question for online is, Gita asked, how can we connect with the spiritual heart when the emotional heart is so strong? I also thought the same, to be honest. I thought, come on now. This is governing me most of my days. I'm in touch with my emotions. I'm like being real, It's like this. So what is this? It's basically, it sounds strange, but you have to, that's why it's called a Japa-Workshop, right? We have to practice it to enter into that space. And by experiencing it, can we see how it works? That's our dynamic. It is from this deepest place within our spiritual heart that we should chant in japa or kirtan with everything we've got, begging the divine couple for service. In this way, we can sincerely turn to their lordships and address them with devotion. It's a very interesting day today because I really noticed as the season is changing, generally us as individuals, the energy is quite low, or like it's quite like, a little bit like walking in sludge, as if the autumn leaves are already in the full, and we're sort of like, there's some enthusiastic types, but we're sort of drudging along. And I'm coming with, come on, give it all for Krishna, chant with this heart. But what's interesting about this is that at any time, place, or circumstance, what is it to chant in relationship to Krishna? That this point that the energy of our chanting can move our entire day, can shift our entire consciousness, that something that wasn't working can move. So this is the point where we've sort of been building up the last few weeks. And as we go deeper and deeper, we tackle this angle of how we are going to finally reach Krishna through our chanting in different ways. So this is our first approach. So go Gita. So the question was whether you can suppress, whether you can connect the emotions that you have as opposed to separating, because it may feel like repression. Yes, you can. But at the same time, just as if Henrik decides to give a guitar lesson, I don't know if you can play guitar or not, but I don't know, he decides to give a guitar lesson, and you're like, but can I bring my badanga? And you're like, it's a guitar lesson, it's like first you have to learn at least the way it goes before other emotions can then come into place. And that is an important note though, Gita, and for others, that when we speak last week about the mind and pushing things on side, we're not talking about forever. We're just talking about in that moment when, and we all decide to chant, that we put those other things on hold for after that time of our japa is complete, so that we can fully give ourselves completely and be present in a moment of it. It doesn't mean that afterwards we then go on like, I'm not going to think about this. Often we need to go into such matters. If there are some deep things that are disturbing us, we need to talk them through, journaling, speak to someone, counseling, whatever it may be. It's the same sometimes when it's in regards to the heart. It's not that we are pushing it aside. But it's like time, place, and circumstance, you know. If Venerati goes to cook in the kitchen and she says, you know, and then 2 hours later, Harivenu comes and says, "Oh, you were cooking, my dear wife. What did you make for me?" And she says, "Well, I was in the kitchen, but I thought I would just sing instead. Is that okay?" Like, you know, prasadam, this, it's sing. It's just this. It's just like putting things in a relative circle of what it is. That's the point. And sometimes it can be, which is quite usual, that such exercises can even further bring up what's going on in the emotional heart. And that's also very beautiful, because my famous quote of Srila Prabhupada, in order to be Krishna conscious, we must first be conscious. Yeah? So we must be aware of what's happening with us. And sometimes I fool myself too, you know. You might be going like, okay, it's good, I'm fine. And then at one moment, something kicks in very deep and you're like, oh my God, why did I just ignore that, what was going on inside of me? So at those moments, we then try to deal with it. So, to align our hearts means to become conscious for our need of Krishna. Would you prefer if I dim the lighting for this exercise like we do on most times? Yeah? Maybe it's a bit nicer. Okay, we'll do that. Yeah, please, if you want. Taco. We will have 2 exercises, but they follow very closely one after the other, because we are trying to reach out to Krishna for our spiritual heart. So we begin, part of this is our meditation on the Lord. So we'll begin with the exercise and we will chant 1 round. Then I will describe another meditation and we will begin the next round. Yes, so as you can in your, in your mind's eye or within, you can just try to repeat the prayer after in your own words. Okay, when we do this. Okay, so now please, would you kindly, sorry to ask, but would you kindly move yourself so you can see the deity form of the Lord? Where you can, where you're also comfortable. Please feel free, if you're more comfortable sitting on a chair, if you're tired, to find a chair to sit on, but just something where you feel quite connected. I have the microphone. So I will have a little bit, it's like my back is turned, but I hope that's okay, so I can also concentrate. Is it better with, I don't know. Papa. Hare Krishna. It seems a bit less loud, so maybe it's nicer. Is it low down? Is it? Should we have it a little bit less, the lighting? I don't know if I'm a bit sensitive or whether it's like, oh. Is everyone comfortable where you're sitting? Emilio, hast du verstanden? Irgendwo sitzen, wo du bist gemütlich. Oh, no. We don't want to fall asleep, Gita. I don't know if I'm still visible on screen or if I should be visible on screen. It's hard. This lighting is like the funniest. Maybe this is okay. Maybe that is bright on the side. Okay. So just remembering from what we did in the previous meditations, it feels a bit wrong to have my back to you, so I won't do that yet. So please sit properly, meaning that the upper back and the spine is straight, that roll your shoulders backwards and a little bit forward so you feel that, but make sure that your lower back is relaxed in this position. Okay. Just for those who need it too. One moment. So one technique that we used in the other weeks is if the mind is sort of running all over the place, is that this, I think it's called Trataka meditation. Just try to follow as you are chanting. Okay, but now become aware of who you are. A soul longing to reconnect with the Lord. Now by this practice of chanting, we will try to reach out to the Lord. Focus on the deity and pray. Aga Damana Yashoda Nandana Nanda Suno Kamala Nayana Gopi Chandra Vrindavandriha Pranaka Tara Karuna Krishna Iti Anaka Svarupa Tvai Mama Ratiucha Vadatam Nama Dea. Oh Sri Harinam, you manifest in many forms like Agadamana, the subduer of the Aga demon, Yashodanandana, the son of Yashoda, Nanda Suna, the son of Nanda Maharaj, Kamalanayana, the lotus-eyed, Gopi Chandra, the moon of the gopis, Vrindavanendriya, the Lord of Vrindavan, Pranakaruna, the compassionate master of the surrendered souls, and Krishna, O holy name, let my attachment for you increase more and more. Now let's please try to chant in a prayerful mood, keeping our focus on the Lord, and simply praying, my dear Radha, my dear Krishna, please accept me in your service. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Shri Sati Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Please find your own speed, calling out to the Lord, please accept me in your service. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare. Keep going. Try to chant for Krishna. Bring your heart in your japa. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna One should meditate on Lord Nrsimhadev, Lord of the universe, seated upon a golden throne. He is as radiant as the autumn moon. His left side is embraced by Mother Lakshmi Devi, and his form is the shelter of all. The Lord has 4 arms, and his limbs are very soft. He is decorated with beautiful golden earrings. His powerful chest is resplendent like the lotus flower, and his arms are decorated with jewel-studded ornaments. As we go deeper into our prayer and in opening our heart for the Lord, try to follow these prayers within. O Master of Radha, I am yours. O beloved of Lord Krishna, I am yours. I offer to both of you my thoughts, words, and deeds. You too are the goal of my life. O Sri Sri Radha Krishna, you are like 2 great oceans of mercy. Please be merciful to me. I take shelter in you. I surrender to you. Please engage me, a sinner and offender, in your service.
Sometimes as devotees we can feel like it's a little bit too advanced for us. What are we doing here? There is a prayer by a devotee who was born a Asura, so someone who was against Krishna, but still he remained a devotee at heart. He sung and hoped to chant the pure names of Krishna with a devotional heart. Ajata pakshaiva mataram kyagya stanam yata vatsatara shudataha priyam prityeva vishutam vishana mano ravindaksha ditrakshate tvam. This is from the 6th canto of Srimad-Bhagavatam. O lotus-eyed Lord, as baby birds that have not yet developed their wings always look for their mother to return and feed them, as small calves tied with ropes await anxiously the time of milking when they will be allowed to drink the milk of their mothers, or as a morose wife whose husband is away from home always longs for him to return and satisfy in all respects, I also yearn for the opportunity to render direct service unto you. Imagine this anxious little bird awaiting the mother to feel safe, or the calf thirsty for his mother milk, or the loving wife pining for her husband. We are meant to chant for Krishna in the same spirit with increasing devotional longing. This is chanting with the heart. Please take a moment to look over Lord Nrsimhadev or Srila Prabhupada and pray to them to help you in this role to be accepted through your chanting in their service. Please give as much as you can. I know that we are struggling a little on energy and space or whatever. Miracles can happen in this chanting. Just this next round, another 5-6 minutes. Give it everything that you can. Please look upon the Lord as we begin. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Shri Swati Gaura Bhaktavinda. Please engage me, a sinner and offender, in your service. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Rama Hare Hare. Please find your own speed. Call out to the Lord in your chanting. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare. Last three mantras, keep going please. Please pray to Krishna, to Lord Nrsimhadev, to help you in your chanting, to open your heart to him. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare
Thank you. So, I'd just like to reflect how was that? I passed the microphone on for online. I'm sorry. How was that chanting for you, Hendrik? You are the closest to me. So.
I was very tired, and at the first chanting even a bit more. this prayer you read helped me to feel an intensity while chanting, and this was helpful. And staring onto the Lord was also helpful. And in the end, I could give myself, in German you say, sich selbst einen Ruck geben. I could give myself some, because I was so almost very sleepy. Then it worked a bit well, but this mantra, mudra you showed me, it I guess it doesn't like me. It doesn't give me any. Huh? Yeah, it doesn't make me feel less sleepy, I think.
It's nice that you tried it. Because I think the vertical helps me also. And Lord, how was for you?
I missed half of the class, maybe. I'm sorry. But I really loved what you were reading. It was like imagining Radha and Krishna, and this has helped me to go deeper a little in chanting. And I'm having like really bad back pain, so I was like sometimes like going out of the chanting, but focusing on the Lord again helped me to come back. So it was nice.
I also missed half of the class, but I like the point which you mentioned that we should pray, Krishna, I'm yours. And I also heard some lectures from my Guru Maharaj about it, so I could more go deeper into it. And it's really nice prayer, it's really nice meditation. So, yeah.
I speak solche language heißt Deutsch-English. English. I try. It was schwierig. But vielleicht. Yeah. Okay, so das war ziemlich schwierig für mich, ich weiß nicht, dass Chanten ist tatsächlich fast immer für mich schwierig, weiß nicht warum.
So it was difficult for him. Chanting in general, it's more difficult for him.
But I tried. And it was very helpful what you gesagt hast. Ich meine, ein bisschen Motivation würde ich sagen.
It was helpful what you said, it was nice motivation.
Yeah.
Okay, so I mean, I came very late, but I heard one sentence of yours which was also very helpful, like to pray to Krishna on a single day with open heart for better chanting. And immediately I could feel a difference in the chanting because, I mean, everybody needs it from time to time to pray for this because at some point the heart closes, unfortunately. And what also I could see actually, what was quite interesting, that afterwards, after the chanting, I just saw you were very absorbed, I guess, because afterwards I could really see in your face, we were like really coming back from some nice meditation. So this was also inspiring, but I'm sad I missed it mostly, but yes.
Thank you, Subha. Hare Krishna. So I have 3 points. One, I would like to say this amazing technique, this the trumpet technique. I really felt I needed to maybe concentrate more on the sound of hearing my chanting. Then I was feeling like I was having a secret conversation. It was really nice with the Lord. And second point, again, this meditation that you read from the Nrsimha Kavacha about Nrsingadev that you read last week. And this time, again, it's so apt with the darshan. I think it's no coincidence. Like he really looks like the autumn moon and his chest is resplendent and it was really beautiful. And I felt like the mood today with all of us, it really felt like there was a nice energy. Everybody was really chanting with their heart. Like I felt these prayers really, like Henrik said, it intensified, and it was really beautiful. I really liked the prayers. I felt like the 3 hearts that you mentioned in the beginning, you know, the spiritual heart and the emotional heart. I felt like these prayers really like touching the heart. So thank you. It was very nice.
Hare Krishna. Thank you for the workshop. At the beginning, very, very beginning, it was good. Then at some point, I realized, oh, my mind is somewhere else. And just in that moment, you say like a quote to please like chant for Krishna or be focused for Krishna. And then it helped me, but then after a while, my mind was again somewhere else. But it was nice that you were quoting different like parts of scriptures, so it could help like me like to focus the mind on some specific point. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. I don't know really what to say because I'm a bit tired. I can also relate what Narayani said when you sometimes in between say something like bring your mind back and start concentrating again. This is sometimes a good reminder. So yes. And for me there came up a question because you mentioned the meditation on the Lord, how we should, in which state of mind we should, like in a praying mood. But for me it's a bit difficult because then I start meditating on this and thinking about this, and then I can't concentrate on listening, you know. I don't know how to meditate, but still have to focus on hearing. You know what I mean?
Thank you. So amazing. Oh, we're all on a course together. For those who came for the first time, one should say this is like a beginner's course, but actually it's quite advanced, the topics that we go through in Japa. I was chanting for many years. Someone just gave me a bead bag and told me I should do it for at least 4 or 5 years before I went into what am I doing and to deepen this area. So actually, in that respect, we go sort of quite into it. And Heidi, for your question, how can we open our heart, give it to the Lord, but also keep hearing the Maha Mantra? Again, it's 2 things, it's practice. So we can begin, you know, so somehow our Thakurji here said that he liked this part. By the way, this part about saying that I am yours, this is from the Padya Panchaka from Sri Sanat Kumara Samhita 132 to 133. So just to say that it came from something specific. So when we are there, like, oh, dear Krishna, I am yours. I offer to you both my thoughts. And so you enter into this prayerful mood. And then you're chanting and you're like, it could be anything. What are my thoughts? What am I offering? What am I doing? As soon as it drifts over this like loop, it's very good to go back to the simple sentence or prayer. My dear Radha, my dear Krishna, please accept me in your service. Hare Krishna, Krishna, please accept me in your service. So then we keep it then more small and focused. The idea, though, that we enter, and I know many serious practitioners who do this, before they chant, they will read a quote so that they are aligned in terms of their mind, and then they will chant. And then it might be that you have to, you know, focus in on this, or like on the mind to keep it focused. But that sort of sweetness can then come about. Otherwise, it could be just mechanical if you're just listening and hearing. Last work, not this one, but years back when I did this workshop, because we often had in the afternoon, guests come in, it's hard, we're tired, right, what do? It would be nice when we got to our japa to a point that a thunderstorm, anything could come and blow in the windows, but we were so concentrated on our japa that nothing moves us. What would it be like if that's what our focus was, you know? And that's what we tried, with this, we're building up a momentum in what goes through. If everybody said today it was perfect, then we don't, Japa-Workshop's finished, no point, but that's the point. What does it mean to enter into this heartful relationship with Krishna? Therefore, next week we talk more about Sambandhana. We go into a devotional relationship with Krishna and what that actually means, and different ways we go. In 2 weeks' time, we will go through actually writing a letter to Krishna. Another exercise here. We're building up a relationship. A relationship which is real. It's not something, like imaginative or impersonal that we follow. We follow a very personal religion. And it can be that if we don't chant with focus, it just becomes a bit impersonal in that. We're just chanting something that we're told to chant. So give it a good go. It's not that it's always so easy. Yeah. So it's like this, that you will switch inwards and outwards. What's nicer though with the chanting is when you're trying to focus and praying to the Lord, that at least the thoughts are on Him rather than all of the other aspects of life. Gita's already left, but in terms of emotional things that come in at one moment, we'll be able to give it all to Krishna. But I don't know if you saw that quite big difference. The emotional heart is our heart. It's not that the spiritual heart is not ours. It's just this is the part, just as like when we live in material life, where we live something else. The spiritual aspect of our heart, which for those who come late and missed, was what we were trying to achieve yet. We just spoke about the emotional heart being basically most of our lives that we run through, if you're in touch with yourself somehow or other, what we go through in different ways. But this spiritual heart is part of this reviving this broken relationship with Krishna. This is the part in one moment when we are with Krishna and we feel it through the chanting, that it will not matter where we are, time, place, it doesn't matter. Because in that moment then we are with Krishna. And in that space, the spiritual heart is revived. And the emotional heart is still there, of course, as well as the physical. But it all then comes in line together. Makes sense? It's practice as well as in time. It will also be that the more that one has meditations, without having to even go to book, one will think, okay, this is what touched me. This is what, okay, let me think of this in this moment with the Lord. Everyday life comes in. So sometimes I'm tired. What's happened? You had backache. I had some trauma with the dentist yesterday. Still there. Anyway, don't talk about this. But it's like these things are going on in our lives. It's happened. Whatever might happen. But in that moment, in that space where you think, okay, this and that happened, will maybe even happen tomorrow. Whatever. Let me move that space away. And let me enter into this world of Radha Krishna. What is this space? Sometimes I know all of you have experienced it. No, when you sung a kirtan, one moment one is almost lost. One moment we've heard, it's gone in that moment. One moment when we have served the Lord. Maybe it's when Manurata has made her best garland ever. She's like, this is for the Lord now. This is what we are doing here. When Subal has been on the streets and he's distributed, he's like, maybe Heidi. This I connected with this soul. It's only happened to me one time because I have to say, unfortunately, I'm not a Sankirtan devotee, but just to inspire my child, who I would say is a Sankirtan devotee, I was like, okay, Krishna, help. And I had the books in my hand, and this lady came and she was like, wow, what do you have? There was a little bit of a conversation like, is it possible? Could I take both of them? I think this has changed me. And it was just a moment. And I was like, whoa, that's Krishna. This is Krishna. So in those moments where we feel something has connected, which is beyond us, this is when the more of the spiritual heart is coming through. And we tackle in different directions where we come more and more closer. This we will have to battle. Thakur was inspired, but the yawning still comes in, right? Can't help it. The physical bodies are still there, right? So we continue with what we have. I finish with a quote. We finish a bit earlier today. I will stay a little bit back just because I want to chant. And as I think Venerati pointed out, I think one could feel that the mood was more charged, especially on the second round. One felt a little bit more momentum was picking up. I think Henrik, something intensified then there in the chanting. And this is something very wonderful in the chanting. It's also sometimes after morning for Mangalati, after 2-3 rounds, those who are dedicated, one also feels that the mood is picking up. Before we are just sort of, okay, I have to chant today, Samarava, my rounds, what am I trying to do, what's happening here. There is this picture again I will show. So that's the point when we're thinking maybe I chant. This is somebody looking over into water, which is okay. Let's begin now. And then slowly the offering to water is compared to, okay, let me try to offer this to Krishna. And at the moment where the flow is there, then it's like we are floating in this eternal flow of bhakti. And that's the moment, and that's the flow that we're trying to connect to when we are chanting with Krishna. In conclusion, it says, in a crucial help in aligning the body, mind, and heart is not to interrupt your chanting. No more multitasking during japa or kirtan. We must rehabilitate ourselves. Can you have a good conversation with someone who keeps interrupting the flow by making phone calls? Impossible. Thereby stay with the holy name without spoiling that flow. At the very least, finish each round before you tend to other things. Don't let the mind steal away our opportunity for spiritual transformation. And after all our endeavors, will the holy name reveal himself automatically? The answer, the revelation comes when Krishna, out of his great mercy, spontaneously decides. We have to wait for it, just as we have to wait for the final gate of Lord Ranganath's temple to be opened from the inside. The gates of Vaikuntha are guarded with heavy, sharp spears that have turned away many yogis back to the material world. No gatecrasher has ever been successful in forcing his way into the spiritual world. Similarly, we cannot force the Lord to reveal himself. The holy name Radha and Krishna will reveal themselves only when and how they choose to do so. There is no technique in that way that we can learn. However, from our side, we create the most favorable situation we can by aligning our mind, body, and heart to show the Lord that we are eager to receive him. Then we pray to Gaunitai, Radha Krishna, to Nrsingadev, that by the mercy, the holy name reveals the truth. Yayata mam prapadayante. To the degree someone surrenders unto me, I shall reward him accordingly. So in conclusion, the mercy comes from that, but we make our best endeavor to receive it. Hare Krishna. Are there any more questions or anything more? Otherwise, those who have rounds who want to stay, feel free to stay. But we will not speak some after. Hare Krishna. Thank you. Hare Krishna. So Thakurji, please don't forget that you are Krishna's. Nice. Hare Krishna. Shri Prabhupada ki jai. Holy name ki jai. We have no Nrsingadev now. Can now focus.